All right, thanks, John. Coach is here with the assembled media. So, Coach, you said after the loss at Illinois, we're changing a mindset, we're changing a culture, and then today you talked about we got to learn how to win. So it was gritty, 3 turnovers, a lot of different things, ebbs and flows, but simply, is this team learning how to win?
Well, they found a way to win the game, and the thing that I can take away from on Wednesday practice, we do our 2-minute drill, and we had a similar situation, minute 25 on the clock, have to have a field goal to win, 1 timeout. And we actually won the 2-minute drill on offense this week and kicked the field goal with 9 seconds left. And so we work all of the situations to try and prepare these guys, and to see them not bat an eye with a minute and 1 with 1 timeout, go down and find a way to win the game. So it tells you what's inside of them. But the key is up until that point, we got to play with that same mentality, that same swagger, that same confidence, and learn how to finish. I mean, you're on the 2-yard line. Any running back, I don't care. I'm on the 2-yard line. I'm squeezing that ball, and I'm finding a way to get in the end zone. And, we find a way to put it on the ground and then try to say it was the quarterback's fault. And, those are the things, if anything, you say, hey, my bad. I'll fix it, And so those are the little things that we got to continue to work through, and those are the things that I'm talking about, learning how to win and not being okay with that happening. But working hard every single day. And then ball security. For those who come out to our practice, the first thing we do when we go to individual is a ball security circuit. And we put them through all the different body positions and motions and try to teach them the proper body mechanics and the muscle memory and what you're supposed to do with the ball when you're going to the ground. You squeeze your elbow in, punch your chin, but seeing them transition those things to game. And then just the discipline. You look at some of the discipline issues. We're off the field and we got our hands to the face. It's 4th down and we're off the field and we got our best guy, locked up in man coverage, and we got to pull the guy down, to avoid a touchdown. So just, those are the things that we got to learn how to win, to visualize and be prepared for those moments way before you ever get to those moments.
Last couple of things, Coach. You saw the offense move the ball despite the turnovers and the mishaps. Did you see growth in the execution of the run game? Xavier Brown, with his production as a first year, can you talk about what you saw you did like execution-wise offensively?
I thought that, we were able to be more consistent running the football, and Xavier found some big plays, and what you saw is that the stage is not too bright for him as a first-year guy, that he's ready for the moment. Now, he's got some growth because, you talk about the turnover down there when we had the sack fumble. That's a running back there, young running back that comes out and protects that edge for his quarterback. So he's got some areas to grow, but the way that he's running the football, he's putting pressure on all the other guys in the room. And as I told him in the locker room afterward, I said, hey, I'm not a discriminator of age or whatever. Like, if you're the best guy, you're the best guy. And right now he's running with the most tenacity out of all the guys.
Final thing for the radio network, Coach. Defensively, can you talk about Coach Rudd's group? Cam Butler and others, Aaron Falmouy putting pressure on Old Dominion's offense and specifically the quarterback, making plays. But late in the game, obviously they give up the score. So overall, as you assess the defense, what you saw today from that side of the ball?
Well, what you're seeing is they're playing with a more sense of urgency than maybe some of the guys on offense. They're playing together. You can tell that they trust each other. They believe in each other. And I think it's just taking a little bit longer on offense for us to develop that trust between all the different aspects, the offensive line, the backs, the quarterback, tight ends, and receivers. But we also put them in some tough situations. We kept putting them on the field, in tough situations, especially there at the end of half, wanted to be aggressive. I said I wanted to set the tempo right out the gate. I told them if we win the toss, we're putting offense out there. We're not. I mean, we're gonna show some confidence, and you got to go fix it. You got to go get it right in the game, and we did. And then there at the half, use the timeouts to get us the ball back. And then we turn the ball over and put them in a tough position. And they can't. It's football, and that's a really good football team that we played. And some of their skill guys are probably going to be as good as we play. That tight end's a really, really good player. And if you keep giving them opportunity, those are good coaches. They're going to find the one-on-one matchup, and their guy made a play.
Justin, David.
Offense gained nearly 300 more yards this week than it did at Illinois, but you end up with 16 points. Do you feel like you left a lot of points or some points
I'm
out
going
on
to
the
be
field.
conservative and say we left 20 points, at least 20 points. You know, we're down inside the 5, inside the 10, you know, several times. We fumbled on the 2 going in. And so I'm being conservative because otherwise, and there's some other situations, the other turnover in midfield, you know, you say probably get 3. You know, you get 15 more yards, you get a chance to kick a field goal. And going in that direction, that's where Farrell's at his best. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Just want me to hit it? Hold on, I guess I'm trying out for the Aflac commercial, huh? But no, I feel being conservative that we probably left 20 points at least out there. And then the thing about it is you capitalize, right? You capitalize on those scoring opportunities. Then now, man, that just puts more pressure on their offense. And so then now their offense has to press a little bit, which now lets the defense, you know, have opportunities to get the ball back even more with them turning the ball over. So, yes, definitely felt like we left at least 20 points out on the field.
Tony, speaking of Coach Saban's Aflac commercial, you have been in national championship games decided on basically the final play. But that's as an assistant coach.
Right.
What was today like, your first experience as a head coach? The game is decided in the final minute and literally on the last play.
Actually, it was a little more nerve-wracking in 2016 on that drive because I was making the calls to get us in position as the head coach. I had to make the decision at the end, like, okay, Des, we got 16 seconds on the clock. Take one shot at the end zone, protect the ball. Right, let's not really put it in jeopardy. Let's go to our best player. If we don't get it, then we're going to center the ball and we're going to put it on the kicker and we're going to go try and win the game with the field goal. So that was more so, you know, my involvement in the past. When you're the play caller, it's a little bit different when you're trying to dial up all the plays to get you in position for the head coach to make the decision on whether to kick or go for it.
Tony, at times today it felt like the offense was at its most productive when Brendan was maybe winging it a little bit. Now, we know he's really good. The receivers are really good, but you're new with him. Where's your confidence level in him winging it?
Yeah, well, that's the challenge, truth be told, because, you know, what we're installing is a little bit more, you know, detailed progression reads and a little more structure where he's used to just kind of freelancing. And, you know, part of it is, too, we up front, we're not where we need to be in what he's had in years past, in particular last year where he had veteran guys that could give him as much time as he needed for guys to pop open. But, hey, I feel good with him as a football player, and that's what I was telling him on the sideline. I was like, let's not make it too complicated, right? Just play football. It's just football because at the end of the day, plays are plays, right? They're very similar. We just have a little bit different terminology. We are asking him to do a little bit more from a game management standpoint, and that's areas where he has to grow. And what I would like to see him do as instead of trying to buy a little bit extra time to force the play, throw it out of bounds. Like we're coming out when we rolled out. Back it was going in that direction. It must have been in the first half. We had a sprint out. We had a busted assignment on the outside, right? Throw the ball away, right? Don't try and be a hero. Don't freelance. And that's the time right there where I don't want him to wing it. But then there's other times that you want him to play. So what I have to do is, in Deshaun and Trevor, they had that in them too, to be able to kind of just make plays. So it's a slippery slope. Like I can't take that away from him, but at the same time too, I want to help him so that he doesn't put himself in a bad position as well.
Zach, then Brad, then Greg.
Coach, Wicks had 4 catches, 85 yards, but struggled with drops again. That was on 12 targets. Are the drops a mental thing, a technical thing, and what are you sort of seeing from him? Obviously, he's making plays, but also a couple
right. I think it's just a confidence thing overall with the offense because it is new. You know, it's different than like you think about. Wicks has been here 4 years. Brendan's been here 5 years. KT's been here. It seems like 12 years. You know, he's been in college football for 12 years. They're so used to what they've been doing, so this is a little bit different, right? And you know, the biggest thing with him is we gave him some shots early, and we were intentional with that. We wanted to put the ball in the air, see could we make some of those competitive plays down the field. But for him, you know, if he wants to play at the next level, he's got to make those plays and the contested plays. And if a guy gets there early, you still got to catch the ball. And so, you know, hopefully this will be another great opportunity for these guys to learn that, hey, both of you guys need to complement each other and pull each other through and start working on that chemistry and that cohesion from a timing standpoint. Mm-hmm.
Tony, minute 1 to go, kickoff coming, down 14-13. You got to rush, you got to hurry, but you don't want to be hurried. Starling takes that out of the end zone. Planned or unplanned? His decision I'll call on the sideline?
You know, is if it was there, you know, let's take an opportunity, be smart. If it's too deep, well, I knew his body language that he was bringing that thing out. But the reason we put him back there is because he's the guy right now on kickoff return that has the ability to take it a long way. And so I'm just glad that he was able to field the ball and give us a spark that kind of put us in better field position for there. So it wasn't planned or unplanned. It was just the flow of the game. If the ball was kicked short enough, you know, we were going to take an opportunity. Again, still want to be aggressive, and I've kind of learned, you know, with this group right here, you know, you gotta be aggressive, you know, at times, and I got to do a great job of building confidence with this entire football team. And so it was a function of the kick was just, I think, across the goal line or right at the goal line, so he was within his range to be able to bring it out.
With Farrell, do you say anything after he misses the one a little bit earlier in the fourth quarter before he goes back out? For
I didn't say anything, and to be honest, in fairness to Farrell, the one that he missed, man, that was on coaching. That was on coaching in Diata. You know, he's got to be in tune to the game. I think what happened is everybody got caught up in seeing if Lavelle was in bounds, right? And Diata's over there, and he's a defensive guy, maybe not paying attention to the situation, right? And so he doesn't run out there, have to call a timeout. Now that throws off the kicker's timing, and now he gets iced. So that was an issue, and we'll address that as a coaching staff, and we got to get better. There's some things in the games I feel like we got to do better as a coaching staff to help these young men. But then also, too, I got to challenge these guys to, you know, especially guys that are crossover special teams guys, man, stay in tune to the game. You know, understand we had to look for Mike Hollins one time on a punt return. Like, dude, you got to know the situation. And that's where our football intelligence as a football team is in general. And you've seen that over the last couple of weeks. You know, we run the ball, the fumble out of the end zone at Illinois. You know, we run it back. You know, we took a chance on the punt return. You know, there's just some things from a football intelligence standpoint that I got to continue to develop this team with.
Preston and Frank, do you see momentum from the offense, especially just having that last drive kind of to finish the game?
You know, it's a positive, something for us to build on. I think that, you know, when they watch the film, they're going to realize how much they left out on the field. So as a coach, you know, we're going to use this, and I told him in the locker room, can I be honest with you? You know, even though we're going to celebrate the win and we're excited to win because it's hard to win in college football, I'm going to be honest with you, and these are the things that we need to improve. So I think we got some momentum. We got a quick turnaround, and we're practicing tomorrow night, so we got to put this thing to bed quick and move on. We got a Syracuse team that's coming off of a similar situation, that's playing with a lot of confidence. There's going to be some outside noise around this one, and I got to do a great job of getting my football team just to focus on what we can control, and that's how we play and how we prepare.
Prior to the last game-winning drive, did you sense that your offensive skill players were pressing at all? Because there were a lot of drops, some guys that broke off patterns, one guy ran out of bounds. Did you sense that, or is that something else?
You know, one of the advantages right now that the defense has, just being completely transparent, is they got more depth. You know, and unfortunately for us, you know, Billy was out. You know, he had a sickness that came up that held him out. Some of the younger guys are just not there to be rotational guys. So you're looking at Lavelle, you're looking at KT, you're looking at Wicks, man. They're playing a lot of snaps, and in fairness to them, man, when you're playing 70 snaps every week and you're getting snaps in practice, it wears on you. And I wish I had some more of those guys at a position to where they can play some more serviceable reps. I think a couple more weeks we'll have Demick in a position to where he can go in there and he can spell. Hopefully getting Billy back will help us. So I don't know if they were pressing as much as they got to press through. Right, they got to press through fatigue. They got to press through adversity, and they can't allow that to impact their technique and their fundamentals. And that's really when you see a receiver more times than not dropping balls. It's just a mental thing, you know. And for those guys, man, they got to persevere and push through that adversity and go make those plays. And then the other thing that I have to do a great job with these guys on offense is man, getting them to pick each other up. You know, and be your brother's keeper. That's one of the components of our Cavalier creed that we talked about, being my brother's keeper. Well, you know, there's something that you have to do to be your brother's keeper. And so, perfect example in the game, Brennan, you know, there was a stretch where he wasn't playing great. He threw a couple balls in the dirt. I grabbed Wicks. I said, man, you need to go tell your quarterback it's okay. I got you. Just get it close. I'm gonna make a play for you. And that's the area I think when the guys grow in that area, then you're gonna see kind of some of the cohesion that they had in the past. But it's taken a little bit of time for us to get there with the passing game.
We'll take our last couple of questions from Jeff, Mike, and Joe.
You mentioned Demik in his kickoff return, another guy who got thrown in at the 11th hour with Ethan Davies.
Yeah.
I know he didn't have any big returns, but he looked sure-handed. How important was that just to have a guy who could make the catch?
It was huge because Clary, Billy's obviously our punt returner, and then Clary would be the next guy, but he's down because he obviously had the stingers last week and, got an error on the side of making sure that he's in position to be healthy out on the field, so he wasn't ready to go. And so at breakfast this morning, Haggis came to me and said, what are we going to do? I said, we go put 2-6 back there. I mean, what else are we going to do? I mean, that's who we got. And I said, just be reminded that he had a long punt return in the spring game. Man, just trust in him, right? And he's going to do his job. And as the game went on, you started to see him have a little bit more confidence to where he fielded one and got, I think, about 10 yards. But, hey, that's a first down. So really, really happy for him, proud of him. But it's just something that, from a coaching standpoint, we all have to make sure that, man, we stay confident with these guys, man. Show these guys that we believe in them. And so that was some of the aggression that you saw today, is just showing these guys, man, I believe in you. Right? Yeah, we didn't have a great performance last week, but I believe in you, and you're going to get a shot.
You mentioned the idea of asking Brendan to do a little more game management, some changes in the offense. He expressed some frustration just about the point total, that he's used to putting up more.
Right.
How do you coach that side of him, the don't be frustrated based on the numbers or the final score kind of thing?
It's just through conversation and letting him express kind of where he is, and then also telling from my perspective and ultimately where he's trying to go. You have to be a game manager. If you want to play at the next level and play for a long time, then you have to manage the game. You got to make plays, but you also got to play within the system. Get your peripheral guys right involved, and then you got to be the guy on the field that manages the game. So, I think that as we continue to have success, the points will come. Just got to keep him from going weary and coach him hard too. I think one of the things is he's got to be coached hard, just like everybody's got to be coached hard. But at the same time, let him know that we love him. Right, it's not personal. It's for your benefit and for the benefit of the team.
On Tuesday, you said you thought everything that went wrong maybe at Illinois was correctable and you were going to try to fix it. Can you talk about the adjustments you made this week, particularly with the offensive line and max protect, that sort of thing?
That's right. So this week it was man, we need confidence. We need confidence bad, right? Because you got a very, very talented group that right now is not hitting on all cylinders. So what we need to do is we need to try and simplify as much as we can, take as much thinking, still have enough of a game plan, to go win the game. But at the same time too, let's simplify it. Try to just let guys get lined up, let them play, and build some confidence. And so based off the structure that we saw, we felt like in the run game, the things that we needed to correct more in the run game was fundamentals, last week. And this week, the structure, I wouldn't say easier, but more consistent in identification. So you took some of that out just by the structure that you were playing. And then they were going to give us opportunities to throw the ball down the field, have some quick game, but they also were going to challenge us. So we needed to six-man protect. We needed to move the pocket. We needed to have the play-action shots to kind of create some more time, move the pocket so that the down-the-field throws could develop.